Toptica laser, linear power supply, repair, 5 volts, were shorted, and it looks like a capacitor problem, 4700 microfarads, 25 volts. 4 capacitors are shorted, and 3 capacitors are still okay. It is year 2026, probably 20 years after manufacture. So these capacitors, they are all in parallel. Nu, tagad izskatās, ka strādā. Viss liekas ok, jāpadzēnā. Kondensatoru nomainīti. Es padzēnāšu un tad salikšu atpakaļ un pamērīšu spriegumus un otru vēl pamērīšu, kas ir. Power supply consists of 2 modules. This one is low power module. It generates voltage for control module, and here is a relay which switches on main transformer for high power part. High power part has 12 volt input, which is then regulated to 6.7 volts with this regulator, and then there are 2 24 volt rectifiers, and they are regulated to plus 15 and minus 15 volts. And these plus and minus 15 volts, they can be measured across these capacitors. They are not referenced to ground, they are floating, so measuring against chassis did not work out. And this module, it also has high voltage part. High voltage comes from this transformer, and it has rectifier, and then a stabilizer with a fuse. High voltage is for piezo. Normal operation, we can switch off high power part, but this module gets power, and then it can enable everything. And this one is for laser diode. Power supply can be tested also without control signal from laser. For that, need to close this jumper. And high voltage can be tested by closing this jumper. High voltage can be tested by closing this jumper. It activates the relay. High voltage will not work if the circuit boards are not screwed together, because plus 15 volts are supplied from bottom board to the upper board through this spacer. Šis ir piezo kontrolieris, viņš dod ārā tikai minus 10 līdz plus 10 voltus, nedod ārā 150 voltus, un schēmā var redzēt, ka kaut kas ir jau labots kaut kādreiz. Another power supply, put 12 volts across the first rectifier, and across this capacitor should be DC 7 volts. And this DC 7 volts can be probed at the connector, these pins. Next, put 24 volts on this rectifier, and should be 15 volts across this capacitor. And on this capacitor I can measure 15 volts. It is actually negative 15. A second power supply, it makes brrr noise and switches off. And identified as blue wire. If transformer is disconnected, then there is no such sound. And the trouble is identified as blue wire. And things that this diode bridge, it has one diode which is shorted internally. Multimeter indicates that there is a short for the rectifier bridge. Broken bridge was made in China 2010.